Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And in this video, after popular demand, just look at all these people asking us to cover Tower of God on Discord. So now we are starting a new series on the channel where I explain and break down key concepts from the Tower of God series. By the way, if you guys want us to cover something, the best way to let us know is for you to join our Discord and let us know personally.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Anyways, the anime has kicked off and we are a couple of episodes in, and I'm telling you guys, you don't need to read the webcomics to know how epic things will get in Tower of God. So make sure you guys are up to date while it is. That way all of you guys will be part of our discussion and balls deep analysis. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to explain the key concepts you guys need to know about the tower, regulars, guardians, and Shinsu, which is the way energy works in the tower and how it can be manipulated. If you guys end up liking this series and want more Tower of God content, then make sure to smash that like button. Can we get 5,000 likes at least? I know the Tower of God community is niche, but I know you guys are stronger than 5,000 likes. So right off the bat, what is the tower? Some of you guys might be confused about what the heck is this tower. Is it some tall building? Are we talking about the Eiffel Tower, the Burj Khalifa? Like, what is this shit? Well, the tower in this series is actually an extremely large realm in itself. Like, try to imagine the tower as a massive dimension or even a planet where many floors are stacked upon each other, and each floor is said to be much larger than the size of the American continent. So far, it is revealed that there are 135 floors, where up to 134 floors is actually occupied and under the rule of the king of the tower, Zahad, and his empire. But it's possible that there are many more unconquered floors. So again, imagine this large world, which is extended to the size of the American continent, but you can climb up to another floor in a similar size. To put things into perspective, the tower itself is at least 11 times the size of our planet. It's also heavily indicated that the tower is densely populated, probably inhabiting over 15 trillion people. Bruh. We're talking across all 134 floors, so it is plausible. By the way guys, the inhabitants of this realm, the people who live in the tower that is, are not specifically all human. There are many races, and every floor in the tower has a guardian who administrates what happens on that floor, along with having rule over Shinsu, which I will get to in a bit. But a little history of humans in the tower is that long ago, it is said that King Zahad, along with his companions, later known to be the Great Warriors, were the first to conquer the floors of the tower and established the Zahad Empire. From then onwards, the political system has revolved around Zahad's empire. Now the floor guardians are ancient beings who are said to be as old as the tower itself. Before humans even set foot into the tower, the guardians were there. But I ain't going to cover all of that in this video. As I said earlier, there are many floors, but since the rule of Zahad's empire, there has been a political structure put in place where residents of the tower, meaning those who are born and came from within the tower, cannot climb the tower unless they are chosen to become a regular by the first floor guardian Hedon. That's the cool bunny looking dude with Jiraiya's voice actor. So once again, pay attention guys, the term regular is for those who are chosen by Hedon to climb the tower. Regulars must take a series of tests every time they climb a floor, and due to the difficulty of the test on the second floor, many potential candidates fail and then are stripped of their right. I'll cover more about the regulars and ranking system in another video, but the failed regulars are then likely teleported to their floor of origin. But if any of the regulars do manage to completely climb the tower up to the 134th floor, they are granted the title of Ranker. Not only do you gain the reputation of being powerful and strong and wealthy in that aspect, but you gain many other benefits once you become a Ranker. But there is also another term called Irregulars. These are people who didn't get chosen by Hedon, but literally forced themselves into the first floor from the outside. And what I mean by outside, they are not from the tower. Many believe that this outside world is like our own world or similar, but that's another topic entirely. So coming back to the tower itself, every floor of the tower is split into 3 zones: the outer tower, the middle area, and the inner tower. The outer tower is the residential district of each floor. The vast majority of people in the tower live here, and it's from here that Hedon chooses someone to become a regular and climb the inner tower. There are also people that are native to the tower who have lived here before the time of Zahad and his empire, but there are also others who have descended from Zahad and the Great Warriors, and possibly other outsiders. Currently, it is unknown if irregulars can enter the outside tower first, or if they must go directly to the inner tower on Hedon's floor. Now on the topic of the inner tower, well, the inner tower is where the chosen ones can climb the tower up. Hedon moves you from any of the floors of the outer tower to the second floor of the inner tower. It is in the inner tower where all the tests to climb the tower are conducted. When a regular passes the test, they get teleported to the next floor of the inner tower. And the middle area is the area in between the outer and the inner tower, and it is used to travel from from one to the other. Once a regular reaches the 20th floor, they are allowed to live in the middle area by themselves or with their entire family. Regulars who reaches the 134th floor become rankers and are allowed to travel between floors using the middle area. Rankers can also live in the middle area, and I'm talking about a huge life change. Like, the middle area is like luxurious and shit. It looks like, you know, one of the high-end classes, and the outer tower is basically the poor man's district. Alright, now you guys should be familiar with the tower and how it functions, including a bit of the lore behind it. But before I get into what Shinsu is, can we get 5,000 likes and hit that notification bell while you're at it? If you do get 5,000 likes, I will definitely make another Tower of God video explaining more concepts and lore behind the world. But with that, let's finally get into what Shinsu is. Shinsu, when translated into English, basically means divine water. You know, like hitting some of that zum zum. Seriously though, it's actually an essential element that is found within the tower. In lower concentrations, it behaves like a gas, while in higher concentration, it acts as a liquid. Throughout the tower, Shinsu is a replacement for water and air, similar to how H2O works in our world. Seriously, this divine water is the fundamental for all life in the tower, even to the point of making it a habitat for aquatic life known as Shinhua. I basically butchered that, yeah, just please forgive me guys. Anyways, likewise for the other creatures in the tower, such as the humans and regulars, they also depend on Shinsu to live, as they breathe, sweat, cry, and even pee Shinsu. I know it's a bit strange, but that's just how it works, okay? Now, this element, once manipulated, can also be used as a source of energy. For instance, it can be turned into fire, electricity, or pure energy. Depending on the user who manipulates it, Shinsu can pretty much produce anything.
This shit good.
What can't Shinsu do? Yes, the abilities that can be obtained through Shinsu are so incredible, it's like capturing lightning in a bottle. Now, since the tower actually creates Shinsu itself, it can be found in sealed areas around the tower. However, the guardians are actually the ones in charge of the distribution of Shinsu and the concentration on their floor. And it all depends on their liking when it comes to the temperature, pressure, and humidity. In order for regulars to control Shinsu, the guardians must allow you to do so by granting a contract. These contracts can also be attached to an item. So if you're lucky enough to have an item which has already been blessed, then you can use it to manipulate Shinsu. Anyways, regulars of the tower who are able to control Shinsu can also use it to slow aging so much so that rankers are pretty much thought to be immortal unless they are killed. But other than that, they can't really die due to old age. Now, even though regulars can take roles and positions when climbing the tower and not use Shinsu as frequently when compared to specific roles such as wave controllers, the importance of actually being able to control it is still required, as it can be still used to strengthen their bodies and weapons, or even indirectly control an item. Now, when it comes to controlling this magic liquid, there are two known methods. Flow control is the regular way to control Shinsu, while reverse flow control is forcing the Shinsu against this flow. Yes, I know the names pretty much gave it away, okay? But through this, you can obtain a rare ability that allows you to immobilize your enemies by allowing you to stop the flow of Shinsu within their bodies. Yes, almost like bloodbending. Yes, Avatar references there. But seriously guys, that's a great way to look at it. Think of flow control as like water bending, but the moment you stop the flow and then you push it and reverse it to its opposite direction, it can be very lethal. And just a side note, it's much more easier to control the flow than go against the flow. Now, there's also another rare ability known as Floral Butterfly Piercing Technique that uses both flow and reverse flow control to explode or implode your targets. And yes, you must be on some next level to perform this one. Another thing to note is that the residents of the tower have a certain Shinsu resistance given to them at birth. That way they are able to withstand attacks containing any Shinsu. It also gives them the ability to move around highly Shinsu concentrated areas. The level of resistance is determined on each individual basis, but if the resident is a descendant from a strong family, it's likely that their resistance is very high. When it comes to irregulars, due to the nature of being outside of the tower and not binded or obligated by any Shinsu contracts with the Guardian, so far all known regulars are shown to have extremely high level of Shinsu resistance. Balm being a great example, when he was shown not to be pushed even an inch against Lidoro's Shinru barrier. However, usually if you have a high resistance to Shinsu, then you would also be able to control Shinsu much easier. Okay, the last few things you guys need to know is how Shinsu is measured. Remember, Shinsu is not some invisible energy, it is the air around the tower, and when controlled and concentrated, it will turn into a liquid. When a regular is able to control Shinsu, they can gather up a unit of it known as Bang, which in English means release. Bang is the quantity of Shinsu a person can control, and the better someone gets at controlling Shinsu, the more Bang they can control as well. Bangs usually look like pockets of water or energy floating around the user who is controlling it. You can also think of it as a mana bar, but not all Bang are equal. Each Bang quantity is measured in Myung and Su, which is the surface of the Bang and mass respectively. This represents the concentration concentration of Shinsu within a bong. So to break it down, imagine being able to carry a small container that has water in it. The container will be the bong and the water will be the Shinsu. Miyun is the size of the container and Su will be the concentration of the water. The higher the both of these values are, then the stronger and more dense the bong will be. It's possible to control many bongs and sacrifice the density of each of them, but obviously each of the bongs will be weaker, however they will be much more reserved. Anyways, I hope you guys understood everything I just mentioned, and hopefully you guys are caught up on some key concepts of Shinsu and the world of Tower of God. If you guys want me to go balls deep in Tower of God every week, then hit that like button and get this video over 5,000 likes. I know I'm pretty much begging at this point, but seriously, I really do see potential in Tower of God, and going over it with you guys will be pretty fun. Also, don't forget to join the Discord where you guys can tell me what to cover next. With that, I'll see you guys till next time. Bye!